It is Friday, October 13th. I'm still here in Amman, Jordan. We were supposed to leave today, this morning. Our flight, when we went to book it, was supposed to be $500, and then all of a sudden it's $7,900. So we canceled that, rebooked for Monday morning, and Monday we will be flying to Amman and then to London, England, and then we're going to be flying to Toronto after that. And that all seemed good and fine to us yesterday when we did that. And then we got news this morning. We've been hearing about it. We were wondering if it was going to happen the day of rage when all the Palestinians are going to amass on the Temple Mount. So they've closed down the old city of Jerusalem. Nobody's going in or out. The Jordanians have blocked rioters from coming up to the border there. That's why the Allenby Bridge has been closed. The other borders have also been closed. The Elab border, as far as we know, as of this morning, was still open. And we've had people come across there. Nahum Gordon came across there this morning. We met him here and said hello for a few moments. They are still on their way out, and he's boarding a plane as I speak. So there's more news developing. The world is united right now, and they are against Hamas. They are against the Nazi atrocities that Hamas has done. And that's awesome. That's great. They're going to drive this Hamas into the ground the same way as they did ISIS. And I hope they don't leave one survivor. No mercy, nothing. We'll have more to say about this probably on Shabbat at our Shabbat meeting. I'm going to try and set that up here. We will be still here in Jordan at that time. But I'm wondering about my decision, whether I've made the right decision because of what's going on. They've also sent out leaflets and notices that everyone north of this certain river in Gaza is 1.1 million people are to evacuate to the southern Gaza area. And in southern Gaza, the Rafah border has been closed by the Egyptians. They do not want any of these barbarians coming into their country and causing havoc. So they closed the border there. The Gaza people have no place to go. They're stuck. They brought this on themselves, and I have no mercy for them, no sympathy for them. They brought this on themselves. Israel supplies all their food. Israel supplies all their electricity and their water. It all comes through Israel, and yet that's people they want to fight. Anyway, I'll try not to get into that too much. The Henry Kissinger was on the news this morning or last night, I don't know when, and he's over 100 years old, and I still think he's a very smart man. And he said that the Europeans have a problem and the Americans have a problem because they brought so many of the Palestinian refugees into their own country. That hatred, that animosity that is taught in their schools and everything that they do against Israel and against those that support Israel. So Israel is the little snake, and the United States is the big snake. That's from 20 years ago. They used to call us that. And when you take a snake into your house, you know you're going to get bit because that's what snakes do. Again, as I'm talking, the alarms in southern Israel are still going off. So they're not going off as many as they used to, but they still go off. A lot of people have been evacuated out of the airport. Different embassies have gotten planes in there and gotten their people out. That's good. Other people have evacuated to other countries and gotten that way. And now that they're safe and they're back home, they're poking fun at me for the things that I was saying. Very disappointing. it's time for us to come together, brother, because what's happening here in Israel is about to happen everywhere around the world to the 12 tribes, the 12 tribe nations, wherever they are. So you want to laugh at me now, go ahead. You're going to be crying very soon. This is just the start. We said, I'm going to recap it. We said the 70 weeks of Daniel spoke in the midst of the week, the midst of the Jubilee cycle, that corresponds to the year 2020. Something big was going to start. The beginning of the end was going to start in 2020. The curse for 2020 was sword, famine, and plague. And I focused on the sword. That fourth sabbatical cycle goes from 2016 or 2017 to 2023. We're in the sabbatical year now, the fourth sabbatical year of this cycle. So that curse of sword, plague, and famine was for these 7 years in this cycle. Well, we got this sword coming now. I thought it was going to start in 2020, but the sword also means plague and drought. Well, that started in 2018. They're laughing at me because the sword, the war, didn't happen. It's happening now. The drought happened in 2020. All the rivers around the world started drying up in 2022. They started in 2018. The famine started in 2016, went from 80 million to 345 million in 2022. The plague, which the whole world saw, happened in 2020. And it was announced by WHO on March 11, 2020. That was the day I kept Passover, so that was my indication that we should start the 1290-day count from that time. That will bring us to September 22, 2023. I'm looking in the holy place. The holy place is not the Temple Mount. The holy place is Golgotha, where the Shekinah went in Ezekiel. So that's where I'm looking. And when I got there, they set up a shrine to the Blessed Virgin Mary. We expected some sort of pre-construction going on, and sure enough, we found it. But on September 22nd, they had not installed the statue of Mary. Okay, reassess our understanding. You know, I have no angels talking to me. I have no visions or dreams. I'm not going by those. I'm going by the word of God. I'm reading what he says. And he said that from the time that you see the abomination set up, so I'm looking for that, would be 1290 days after the cessation or the daily offerings would stop. That stopped in 2020. The bullets of our lips. Okay, so it wasn't March 11th. That's when WHO announced it. Was it when the Sabbath began 3 days later? So we started looking at that date. Well, that came and went, no statue set up. Then we reassessed it again. What's going on? What have we missed? What have we not understood? The daily offerings in Israel on March 25th, 2020, began when Prime Minister Netanyahu shut down Israel, March 25th. The Sabbath was 3 days later. So, okay, so Sabbath, which one is it? I don't know. I just don't know. I'm trying to figure it out. Then March 25th, 1,290 days later, brings you to October 7th. October 7th. I'm looking for the abomination on this Mount Golgotha. The shrine is there. October 7th, they had a huge mass. They had over 200 people planning to come, but because of the invasion from Gaza, the massacre of all these innocent people, over 1,000 now dead, over almost 3,000 wounded, houses burned, babies' heads cut off. Yes, there are pictures, and the press has been showing that, and the President of the United States has seen the pictures as evidence as the other leaders of the country. It's real. It's not fake news. Babies were burnt alive in the car. There's no bullet holes in those babies. They're just burnt alive by this evil Hamas group. You got to get with it. Stop being an anti-jerk, an anti-Semitic jerk. That was 1,290 days after Israel shut down for COVID, to the very day. I left after Tuesday when I did not see the abomination that I was looking for set up, and I'm wondering what is going on. Then Sunday, Monday, we started seeing video of the first attack on the I don't know, peace-loving people down in the desert. They were drunk. They were on drugs. They were high. It's a rave. And on top of the DJ's tent is an inflatable statue of Buddha. An abomination. And these people paid for that with their lives. It's the same as when the golden calf was set up and 3,000 people died at that time. This is very bad. And we're talking about the slaughter of innocent people. Jehovah is the one that sent Hamas. They planned every detail. They executed it well. They destroyed the eyes of Israel early in the morning, and they blew up the soldiers that were watching, who had gone into the bomb shelters because of the air raids. But it's happening. So now, today, 7 days later, is Friday. We escaped. Nehemiah just came through Jordan. He's now on his way to his next destination. I'll leave that blank until he gets out. But they're setting up a day of rage here, and all the Palestinians in every country around the world is supposed to be doing jihad against anyone, Jew or Christian, who is in favor of Israel. But it doesn't matter. If you're not supporting Islam, you're a target for them. So that's supposed to be today. And there's riots going on in the Man and in Europe, in France, and in Dearborn. Not riots, but protests. It's happening. What's next? What's next? So these people are now laughing at me because I got my date wrong. Okay, who cares? We were right. We started at the wrong time, but we got the 1290 right now. All this stuff is starting to happen. This begins the 10 days of awe. It's going to get worse. It's going to continue to get worse. It may get better for a while. Right now, Israel is about to flatten Gaza. There's not going to be a building left, at least for 1.1 million. And if they continue to move south and flatten the next section next, and then the next section after that, until all of Gaza is flat and nothing but rubble, as they root out this evil force that's there. At some point, the tide of world opinion is going to turn against Israel. And the United States is now allied with Israel. England is starting to do it a little bit too, I think. But the United States is now here on the ground, putting Hamas in the north in check, putting Iran in check. But they're threatening to attack the United States in the Mediterranean. Iran has submarines. I don't know what's going to happen. It's very hot politically here now. I've asked you to pray for Nehemiah. I've asked you to pray for me, and I thank you for that. And I thank you for all your prayers and messages. And I apologize if I haven't been able to respond to all your emails. I just got too many. I just spent 3 hours going through them and the news again. Pray for your families. Although you think it's all happening over here, it's about to happen where you are. Pray for your families, your people, your loved ones. I want you to tell everyone about the atrocity that's going on here. Do not let people say that this is AI generated pictures. It's not. It's real. It's real. And it's coming to you. And we've been warning you about that for years. So if people want to make fun of me and make light of the things I've been saying because I'm a little bit off a little bit, I don't care. They're going to have to answer to Jehovah for the people that they're deceiving. So go and tell people what's going on. Go and tell people why this is happening. We will be on Shabbat tomorrow. Hopefully I'll be able to do some more PowerPoints and get it ready. I just haven't done that yet. We're trying to reassess our plan for leaving. There's some other people here now, and I met them this morning. I wanted to meet them again, see what they're thinking, what they're planning. They're planning to go to Saudi Arabia and get out there. So again, I don't know what everyone's doing, but it's not panic mode, but it's flight mode here. It's not done. It's not done. So we have certain things we got to get done. Then we're going to be taking that message to the people in the Philippines. We'll be trying to project it here, do a test teaching on it, see if I got my notes straight on Shabbat, and then we'll try and do it again after that. But I just wanted to update you, this flattening of Gaza, do not let it turn your stomach. Do not let it turn your stomach until every single one of these Nazis is executed and destroyed. This thing will never go away. So don't fall for the propaganda. Don't follow these people who are cheering for the demise of Israel. Don't follow them. Your brethren are the ones you're going to need, each other. So I encourage you to start praying for each other. I don't care if you've got a different belief than it doesn't matter. We're all in this together now. And our differences are the same differences as your pinky and your thumb. What do they do? But you cut your baby toe off, you can't walk. You cut your ear off, and we all have different parts of the body. Start praying for the whole body. Stop this bickering and fighting and self-righteous laughing that people are doing. These next 10 years are going to be hell. So I just wanted to update you. It's about to get hot in Gaza with the flattening of everything. And as they move in, that could start tomorrow. It could start Sunday. I don't know when it's going to start. But when it does, world opinions will start to change. And people will start to become fickle and hypocrites. And they'll start to want to support the Palestinians. I got no sympathy for them, not after what I've seen here. And I haven't shared all that I've seen on Telegram. If you're not following us on Telegram, I'm sharing a bunch of stuff there. Again, it's time to come together and be the body. One body. United in teaching the world about Jehovah. Okay? So that's all I got for now. Again, I thank you all for your prayers. Please don't stop. That's the incense going up in front of the altar of Jehovah. Please don't stop. Pray for Nehemiah and Linnell. Pray for myself. Pray for this work. Pray for this work that we are all doing. All of us are doing. Pray for your family and pray for each other. Shalom. Joe Dumond, Friday the 13th. Lucky Friday the 13th from Aqaba, Jordan.